Hello, everyone. Once again, it is me, the Professor, and I've got a couple of guests with me today. Go ahead and introduce yourself there, Mr. Guy who gave us this dramatic reading material.
Hello, I'm the honest reviewer, the literal god of the commentary community.
Yeah. Oh, screw you.
Yeah, you've heard the honest reviewer in some of the videos I've been in before, but this time, I've got someone I've never made a video with before. Oh my god, I should fangasm right now.
Hey guys, this is Youngblood Fantasy 91, not the self-appointed god of the community, but based on popular opinion, god of the commentary community. How y'all doing tonight? Well, thanks to the honest reviews, I came across, or these two guys and I came across, a bunch of very interesting comments on M. Skull's latest commentary. Wait, M. Skull made a new commentary? That's surprising.
Well, this isn't actually his newest anymore, because he did that one on Guptill. You can't forget it.
Oh, that too.
His Into the Future commentary.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's included if you want to be, like, meta about it, but sure.
But yes, it involves a certain Kira Wave. You might know him from a commentary I did on the top 10 worst things at Pokemon list. I did a commentary on him, but he started defending something that really needs no defense.
Because of how stupid it is and how much everyone else hates it.
Yeah, everyone else has just looked at it and said, why would you do this sort of thing? But it's probably best to explain what we're talking about via the comments. So it's dramatic reading. Everyone knows how those work. Let's get started. Honest reviews. You ready to start it off, man?
Yep, with this random fallen guy, whatever his name is.
Fallen Wizard Saiyan 6.
He's a Dutch guy who hates the commentary community.
I don't give a fuck.
Who are you, ZM Anonymous?
Yes, ZM. Why don't you read the first thing for us?
Why? Because they are children? Children, because of some unwritten law? And then M. Skull comes in like, yes, because they are children. Calling kids the worst possible thing on YouTube is just ludicrous. They're children. What the fuck are you going to expect? Regardless if they shouldn't be on YouTube, it's still ridiculous to rank them so high, if not at all, in the same list, especially if they're being ranked higher than a guy who exploits news stories about murder for ad revenue.
Which, if you ask me, was the main point he was trying to make in his commentary. I actually have to comment about that, because that did seem like it was Eli's main point in that entire commentary was, why would you put a bunch of kids above these other people? They made pointless and stupid videos. Yes, but that's not worse than these other guys.
Yes. I remember one guy commenting against Hardcore Kid who did that top 15 worst YouTubers list, whatever, that other horrible one.
How remarkably similar to PM Rants.
Yep. And he just said, why would you rank Joshua, Sailor Moon Red, and a few other people, someone who rants against AVGN, higher than people who exploit other stuff and e-beg for ad revenue just to get money? Why would they be higher? Why would they be lower than these people who just make random videos?
Well, even on that one, I was half tempted to make a video about that on why the hell would you rank a Salieri on the same level as Jay Friedan, because, dude, there's no comparison between the two, but that's a completely different video.
Why would you list someone who laughs at rape victims at number 15 and Joshua gets a higher ranking than that?
My question is, why'd you make the video in the first place? It's an arbitrary video based on arbitrary opinion, and you didn't even organize it the right way. In fact, both PM Rants and Hardcore Kids suffered, I guess we could say a misprioritization sort of issue in which they made the videos, and then they didn't think it through, and then after that they posted the video without thinking it through, and of course, here we are today with M. Skull's commentary and these comments that you're about to hear.
And that's why we added Youngblood, because we don't have enough of the smart stuff if we don't have him on the call.
Oh, come on, guys. I'm sure you can think.
Okay, now, as for the draw of the hat, Youngblood got stuck with having to read Wave's comments, so he gets to be the idiot for this reading.
fine, but I'm not going to do a Kiwi accent. I'm going to try my damnedest to be funny in general, so... Alright, so, to respond to M-Skull, he goes, "A guy who exploits news stories about murders for ad revenue? I am fed up with this argument. Fact is, some of those channels are news-style channels, and they do this shit for a reason, and it shows to work in their favor. News networks and websites do this all the time, and yet you shun them off? Mind explaining the difference?"
Oh god, the stupidity in that comment is just so blatant.
The whole news networks and news stations argument fails when you realize that the people who report these deaths are not legitimate news outlets. They are people who are trying to make money on YouTube. These are individual people going out of their way to make YouTube videos, and they're using AdSense to generate revenue from reporting on these deaths. They're not ABC, they're not NBC, they're not CBS. These are individual, informal news people, and they can call them whatever they want. They can call themselves journalists. They're not. They're people on YouTube making money because they got partnered.
Well, even then, and I'll use Craft Nation. He's one of the biggest culprits of this sort of thing at this time. Craft Nation, he literally takes a article from ABC or NBC or Fox News or something of that sort, literally takes their article, puts it in the video description, gives absolutely no information in his video. He'll make a minute-long video and say, "Oh, this person died. It's a really sad thing. I feel bad for the family." The news article is in the description if you want to read it. He literally gives no information. That's not news. That's plagiarism. There's a difference here. A news organization actually does work for the news articles they're going to put out.
Whereas these guys are just, hey, we're going to make a bunch of candid observations in the hopes that we're justified by our millions of fans. Are we cool yet?
Yeah, but we can't spend too much on this one because there's a lot more comments and they're all going to kind of intertwine with each other. Now, also by Draw a Hat, I got to be Realm Wars in this video, and I'm sure he enjoys that.
Oh, God.
Come see Baxter, Realm Wars. He misses you. So.
Oh, no. This is driving me to drink.
Oh, get off the booze, man. That's my job. But
hey, I'm drinking ginger ale.
Oh.
That's close to beer, but not really.
You're so fucking hardcore. Realm Wars responds to Wade by saying, when a newscaster does it, it's because that's their job. And that what they're thinking about doing their job. God, Realm Wars.
Fix your grammar, jeez.
When a YouTube partner does it, all they're thinking about is, hey, people really want to hear about this tragic event. Maybe if I talk about it, people will flock to my video giving me money, even if I didn't really care about the people involved. AKA life in a tent, which, that is a very good example. Thumbs up for Epic Earthquake.
Yeah, exactly. It's a classic example. I've heard about him like a long time ago with the whole issue. M-Skull did a commentary, I did a commentary. Surprisingly, my one-shot was never, ever flagged down, which is actually pretty interesting, considering how Life in the Tent did flag down lots of videos of people exposing him for who he is, because he is a dishonest ton of a gun. Yeah. So, Realm Wars' example was very legit. And I don't understand why Wave 3436 over here failed to understand it. But then again, this is Wave 3436. He made 900 videos about, Total Drama Island Pokemon parody. I'm pretty sure he's unable to argue well.
Well, he tries to explain his reasoning in his next comment back to Realm Wars. But yeah, Life in a Tent also had a huge flame war with BBC, the Blockbuster critic, when he first did that.
Yeah, and if I remember, he admitted that he said, the only reason I put that video out as early as I did because I wanted to beat the other money whores to it.
Yes, he did actually admit that openly, saying that was the reason he put it out.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead and read off the next one, because we get a little bit more into the Life in a Tent in this next one.
Okay. So he responds to Realm Wars by saying, 1. The YouTube partners that do this say their thoughts on it, and besides, if we have people like What the Buck,
which does gossip for their income, why can't we have news channels? And some news channels on YT don't just talk about, they talk about various other subjects. Plus, some people make their income from their YouTube account. 2. Liat didn't get hate because he just made a vid on it. It's because he was joking about the whole thing. Angry face.
Not really. He was hated because he was making money on a tragic event that he knew nothing about and neither cared for. That little epic earthquake, like, that was just what brought our attention to it, but the whole money shit, that's what really grinded our gears.
Well, there's another part about the Life in the Tent video that grinded gears, and I'm going to take this back to Wave talking about, oh, they're just news channels, they're trying to be newscasters. Let me just give you the brief synopsis of exactly what Life in the Tent's video was. Hey guys, Japan had an earthquake today. I don't know what happened, I don't know how many people are hurt, how many people are dead, what kind of damage it did, how strong the earthquake was, or how big the earthquake was. I just know there was an earthquake. Thumbs up for epic earthquake in Japan, guys. Like and subscribe to my videos.
And I'm sure you can plainly see why we had a problem with that video, especially me. Because let's go back in time in 1964 with the Alaskan earthquake that occurred I think. But that earthquake pretty much moved an entire part of Alaska. And if the internet existed back then, and you know that in America, where this happened, people are going to report on, this 60s YouTube, and they say, oh my god, guys, a lot of people died in Alaska, thumbs rated comment. I'm pretty sure more people would have gotten very, very angry about that.
Oh, tons of people would have gotten angry about that.
Because it's Alaska, and people from our own country are profiting off the deaths of the people in Alaska. So, earthquakes also hit close to home. So, if you are an independent person on YouTube who has a YouTube channel that's a partner, and then you decide to say, okay, I'm going to make a news report, quote unquote, about the people who died in the Alaska earthquake. Just remember, this is the internet existed in the 60s. Just keep that in mind. That's how you can parse this idea through. You're going to sit there and you're going to say all this stuff, and then people are going to take offense because you're taking into account lives and just throwing them in the toilet for your own AdSense and your personal ad revenue. I mean, seriously. This same stuff happened, with the idea of yellow journalism. People stirred hatred over rumors and what they heard and stuff like that, and they created a furor over, the lives and deaths of people. The whole idea of the USS Maine, they were saying, okay, well Spain could have done it, we don't know, but we're gonna blame Spain anyway because, people died. Oh yeah, read our magazines, read our journals, stuff like that. And you know what happened? Spanish-American War. Go figure.
But even back over to his first point that he tries to put in this, he talks about What the Buck, who's nothing but more than a guy who says, oh look, this celebrity, Lindsay Lohan, got drunk again last night. Oh, it's very interesting. There's a huge difference between saying Lindsay Lohan got drunk last night and passed out in an alleyway and saying, oh, hundreds of people died yesterday due to a shooting. I'm not going to give you any information, but these people died. I feel really bad for them. I'm going to put a bunch of ads all over my video. I'm going to make a couple $100 off of telling you people died, and that's it. Newscasters don't even make as much money off of one newscast. If you watch the 6 o'clock news, your anchors don't make as much as, say, Craft Nation will on one of his videos.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Social Blade if you want to know how much money he makes. Social Blade tells you each video and how much money they make off each video. You will see that Craft Nation probably makes thousands of dollars off each news story.
Exactly, and like the 6 o'clock news, MSNBC, something like that, MSNBC, they have a whole team of people who will research a story before they put it out. So they can actually give information saying, yes, this is what happened. These are the people who are died, or the police are not giving out the names at this point, and this is why they're not giving out the names. This is the person who is currently suspected for doing the shooting. This is what the court case is going through right now. This is what they're trying to do. They give actual information about what happened. In Craft Nation, someone like him just says, people died.
copy-paste article on my description.
You don't, and he doesn't see the issue with this. I just don't understand why you can't see the issue, how they're literally using the deaths of people, the suffering of people, to rake in money.
Well, there's probably a logical explanation for why he's this stupid. He's probably just still frustrated that he can't perform for his girlfriend.
Oh, damn.
Oh, speaking of girlfriend, I can even say this. I don't understand how Wave can't see this as an issue. He's just like, hey guys, you need to calm down. You need to calm down about them using people's death and suffering. You need to calm down about this. It's not that big of a deal, despite the fact that he got on Skype after I made my commentary on him and chewed me out for showing his girlfriend's face on the internet. He started chewing me up one side and down the other, despite the fact that she herself revealed her face, which is where I got her picture from on her channel.
So it's her own fault that she showed her face in the first place.
Exactly. So it's a huge deal that I dared to show your girlfriend's face, but, oh, these people died, and this guy's making a bunch of money off of it. That's not a big deal.
I guess. This is the world of YouTube. Everything's upside down in YouTube land.
Priorities, what are those? and even, Wave, you admitted that your use of the Nazi joke in the video I did a commentary on was distasteful, and that you shouldn't have done that. I told you, you're using the death of hundreds, thousands of people who died in gas chambers for no absolute reason as a joke. You're like, you know what? You're right. That was a bad thing for me to do. I made a joke out of all these. And then you turn around and say, oh, these people making money off of death and suffering? Oh, they're okay. Don't worry about it.
Hypocrisy?
Realm Wars, Baxter needs you. But we got to continue moving on with the comments, so.
Yeah.
Okay, the next comment reads this.
Plus, to the people who make their income on YouTube, they know that videos regarding the news gets a lot of attention and a lot of revenue. That's not heartless, that's just good business.
How is that not heartless?
How is it?
They know that talking about people's death can earn them money, so that's why they want to talk about them. Just to get money.
Exactly. He's pointing out the reasons why this is bad. They know that if they say, and, what was it? Shit, I just forgot his name. Completely forgot his name. He died just a while back.
Who?
Andy Griffith.
Yeah, Andy Griffith, yeah.
I will use the Andy Griffith thing. Andy Griffith was a huge star, and he was an amazing actor, a wonderful singer, and a all-around good guy. Mm-hmm. He was a role model for a generation for actually good reasons. He's not like a role model like Lady Gaga is. He was an actual good role model, a good person. He died. Kraft Nation knew that there was this huge fan base for Andy Griffith, so he jumped on it because he knew tons of people would watch a video that said Andy Griffith dies.
And let me guess, he did the normal thing he always does?
Yeah, except for the entire time he called him Andy Griffin.
It's like what he did with the Dark Knight Rises shooting, where he said that James Holmes was schizophrenic.
Yes, although...
Is that even a word?
No, schizophrenic is not. But and even worse in that video, he came off and said that I know that Andy's family will be watching my video. Are you not? But but you don't see the issue with someone saying this person died, they were a huge celebrity, or this girl has got leukemia and she's suffering and she's fighting. I'm just going to make a story saying there's a little girl who has leukemia. It's really bad. It's horrible. And that's all I'm going to tell you. You don't see the issue with this.
Yep. Well, what would you care? I just earned money on someone suffering, rather if I cared or not, if they're suffering.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they're saying. That's pretty much what they're saying. So, and then Realm Wars responds to Wave after this saying, 1, they still profit off it, so they are still guilty of profiting off a person's death. Number 2, either making a joke or not, he still had a profit going on his video. You do know there was more than one reason to why people shit on Life in a Tent. And number 3, it's mostly you missing the point that someone thinks that children on the internet making music videos is worse than someone making videos about dead people. Seriously, process that logic for a bit.
Oh my lord.
Realm Wars, when you go at it pretty good, don't you?
Yeah, see, this guy has some sense. This is why we need people like him in the community.
The problem is he's asking Wave to use common sense.
Yeah, that's...
That's a Sisyphean task in and of itself.
But yeah, he did miss the point that someone thinks that children making parody music videos is worse than someone profiting off of death and suffering. He did miss the major point of this whole commentary.
Yep.
And he gives, once again, a genius response to Realm Wars.
Yes, it's the brainchild is just amazing.
1. As do news reporters and authors on certain websites. They both make money either way. And don't give me, oh, that's their job. As I pointed out earlier, some YouTube partners make their income off of doing videos like this. 2. Liat has been your only example of someone doing this. And he was joking about, I will admit. He still had a profit on it, and that was wrong. But as shown in several one-shots and responses, that was a complaint to the vid. The fact he made fun of the disaster...
He obviously didn't watch a lot of videos on it.
No.
Okay, and it's continued into another comment here.
3. I did not mention once that kids were worse than people like this. I just asked a simple question regarding a guy who exploits news stories about murders for ad revenue. That quote had nothing to do with the kids. I think you missed the point, Realm. My complaint was regarding people bitching at partners who make vids on news stories for ad revenue. Not kids are worse than this guy. Context?
Context! Context!
So after making a bunch of, incomplete sentences, random, pronunciation, and I guess punctuation errors here. Why did I say pronunciation? I see. I read a really bad comment. I can't even speak correctly anymore.
The wave is infecting you.
No. But in all seriousness, what are you trying to prove? You're reiterating the same arguments you made before, and they were automatically proven wrong. So what are you trying to prove here? You're just stubborn because someone called you out again. And you've always been acting this way, Wave, so don't even try. Don't even try to save face, because you're losing.
Yeah. I also like how he's telling Realms that he should understand context when he doesn't even understand the context of what's being said.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and give the context. If you look at the comment that he responded to, it was M-Skull calling out a guy for saying that the children, why would you say that we shouldn't say something bad about the children? And M-Skull responded saying it's not that he said something about kids, it's that he put them higher on the list for no absolute real reason, or that he finds their videos to be irritating.
Yeah, and it's also funny to mention that he said that the YouTube partners profiting off of people's deaths, best premonition, etc. That's okay, but that was wrong of him.
Yeah, but continuing on the context, that entire comment that M-Skull left, Kira, Wave here, cherry picks that one line out of the entire thing, completely missing the point of what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
So there's your freaking context. You cherry picked this one line instead of looking at the overall picture of what he was saying.
Mm-hmm. Just, I don't know. It seems to me that he's just misinterpreting everything that Realm Wars is trying to say here, because all he's trying to do is say, well, news reporters do the same thing. That's essentially what he's trying to do, and he's just repeating and repeating and repeating it, just rewording it in different ways, and it's not working.
Yeah.
Well, Wave is known for misinterpreting things. He once chewed out Infamously Awesome for saying that his one shot was bad, and Wave responded by saying, oh, you just didn't like it because I wasn't like all those commentators who call people faggots. Even though Infamously Awesome didn't even say that.
Yeah. It's just Wave being Wave. It's kind of hard to get around it. There's really not a way to get around it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is funny. Like, honest, you brought it up just a second ago, how he said that all these people making money, that's just fine. But when Life in a Tent did it, it was wrong.
Because everyone hates Life in a Tent. I watched videos about him.
So within that one comment, he contradicted everything he said already throughout this entire segment.
Yep. And just love how he said the only reason no one liked him was because he said epic earthquake. Again, that was just only part of the reason.
Obviously, he never watched the Blockbuster Critics video on it.
Well, because Blockbuster Critic be gay.
Ugh.
Hey, there was a time when Blockbuster Critic was easily a very respectable person on YouTube. Then he just went freaking psychotic. Well, obviously, he never actually did any research into Life in a 10.
Nope.
And he obviously doesn't know what he's talking about here, or else he would realize he's full of shit.
Yeah, hey, TOG, why don't you explain the income of news stations again?
Okay, income of news stations. They don't make as much as what a YouTube partner will, a big YouTube partner like, say, Shane Dawson, Sexy Phil, or SXy Phil, however you want to say it, or Craft Nation. And we know SXy Phil and Craft Nation are these quote-unquote news outlet YouTube channels. They make more than a 6 o'clock news station will make off of doing an entire 30 minutes episode of the news. And Craft Nation or SXy Phil can make a 5-minute video and make much more than that news station altogether makes from their ratings. And then that money goes out separated between the research team that goes into researching the news article, and then it goes out to the person who is on site for reporting it, and then the anchors. All of them get paid.
Yeah, the thing is, what Leah did was just, hey guys, earthquake, and it's only just him. I mean, he even had a brother, for God's sake, who knew more about the weather than he did, and they're both as idiotic as each other because they're related to each other. And yet he didn't consult his brother for anything, and he just sat there in front of his camera going, well, there was an earthquake, also like my video. Like, there's a huge difference between the Weather Channel and Leah.
Yeah.
There really is.
Not to mention, Leah's brother also had one time where he tried to impersonate a famous weather reporter once.
Yeah. But there is a difference between this. You get either actual information about what's going on from the news, or you go to a YouTube channel and you get nothing.
There's also a difference between telling the news just because you want to tell the news and have to tell the news, than telling the news just because you want money from people, and that's it.
Yeah. So, and there are YouTube partners out there who will give out these stories and not put out ads on their videos because they realize the idea that's saying, hey, if I put ads on this, I'm literally making money off of someone else's suffering. They understand that this is not a good idea. It makes me look like a huge dick if I do this sort of thing.
Uh-huh. Anyway, we have like 2 more comments left. Should we just get through those now?
Yeah, these are real quick and easy. There's really not much to say on them, so...
Yeah.
Well, the next one is by our resident black friend Landon.
Well, one of our resident black friends between Lazarus and Landon, but still...
I guess I'll read that one.
Alright.
He can't process Logic Realm. It's too much for him. Here comes Wave misinterpreting what's being said.
Where did I say that children making music vids is worse than vids on disasters?
The entire time that you attacked M-Skull for ever calling out people who made disaster videos. So...
Oh.
Yeah. This was stupid. I'm sorry. Just Wave's comments were stupid.
Like they always are.
He really just doesn't understand the concept behind pain and suffering and profiteering off of it.
And honestly, just his entire like demeanor throughout the whole argument was just him saying, "Oh, news reporters do the same thing. I'm going to reuse an old argument that everyone uses to defend Craft Nation." So essentially, he indirectly defended Craft Nation.
Not to mention, he had to use that defense on himself when debating BBC.
Yeah, it'd be like this. If say here we go, Wave. I'm going to give you a hypothetical situation. You have your girlfriend. Say something happens to her. She gets into a car accident. She goes through the windshield. Gets her body completely and totally destroyed, and she's barely alive, living on tubes. Living on life support. I come out and make a video and say, hey guys, Wave's girlfriend had a crash and she's on life support. And I put ads on it. I came out and told the world that your girlfriend is on life support and she had a crash. It's not my place to do so.
Mm-hmm.
2,
right.
I just made a bunch of money off of your girlfriend being on life support and almost dying.
You just think about it. Just relate it to your own personal experiences. How would you feel if any sort of tragedy that happens in your life automatically becomes fodder for advertising on YouTube? Like, think about it that way. Think about it from the perspectives of the people that were hurt or bereaved or whatever sort of thing happened to them. Like, do you really think it would do anyone justice if someone just randomly said on YouTube, like, oh, someone died, you know, I'm making money off this, but you know, I'm going to pretend and feign, you know, sympathy for everyone involved. Like, you weren't there. How would you know? You're just there because you want to make money off your channel. Like, that's the ulterior motive many of these people have. They're not reliable news outlets. Do you see Craft Nation on Fox News? Do you see any of these people on MSNBC or CNN? No, you don't. You just see them on YouTube parading their stupid faces around with stupid Windows Movie Maker and or Vegas effects, trying to make themselves look cool.
Yeah.
And in the end, they make themselves look like total ass faces.
Yeah, and even going back to what I said, the hypothetical situation here, you go back to that, say the news station in your town, wherever the heck it is you live, comes out and says the exact same thing I do, that a girl gives the name, was in a car accident, she's on life support, but they're actually able to come out and say, but the doctors have a high hope for them, for this person to survive and come out of this just fine. I didn't give this information. I don't know this information. I gave false information. What I said was, hey, she got into an accident, she's on life support, she could die. I gave false information because I didn't have the full story. I don't know the full story. And that's what Craft Nation, Life in a Tent, and SXE Field do. They don't have the full story. Because they don't have the research team. They don't have the ability to do this.
They just care about profiting off of it.
And that's all I would be doing if I made that video, was just saying, I made some money off of your girlfriend's suffering. Just like I made a pop shot at your girlfriend in my commentary I did. You would have still been angry at me, even if I would have put money on it. I could be saying, oh, I'm just like a comedian on television. They take pop shots at people. I can actually use that for my commentary. You got angry with me for making a joke about your girlfriend, but hey, people like, Eddie Murphy, that's his entire stand-up routine. He makes fun of people.
Mm-hmm.
Robin Williams makes fun of people in his stand-up routine. Hey, professional comedians do it. There are people who do that in front of an audience. They'll pick someone out of the crowd and make fun of them. I'm just the same as they are. Why would you get angry at me for making fun of your girlfriend? It's the same comparison, the same excuse.
And really, like, once you think about it that way, then your entire argument just crashes to the ground. I mean, all you wrote was a bunch of useless nothings, and it only fueled Realm Wars' rage state.
His extremely erect trolling penis at the time. So, I don't know, is there really anything else to say at this point?
Well, me personally, I feel like Wave is just like Meta. He's someone that we do not consider part of the community anymore, yet he still tries to get involved, and he acts like a fucking idiot. It's no wonder his girl left him for Loudon.
Oh. Ouch.
That right in the heart.
Plus, there are other reasons why she left him for Loudon.
Go into Loudon. Well, he is black.
Never go back.
Well,
How many token black guys do we have in this community?
they're not token anymore if there's more than one of them.
I know. It's sad. So, really, Hobbs, do you have anything else to say at this point?
All I can say is, I mean, we shouldn't be too surprised Wave is acting like this, but at the same time, it's fun to revel in how little logic some people use, especially over sensitive issues like this. So, Wave, let this be a learning, a learning experience for next time, because honestly, if you're going to defend Craft Nation in the most indirect way possible, and at the same time, like, defend Liat because you say he could get away with this stuff, I mean, that's just sad and pathetic, and you need to think about what you say before you write stuff down on YouTube, because, boom, baby, here we are.
Yeah, and it's the internet. It is forever. It will never go away.
How does it feel? How does it feel to know that you wrote this?
You know that it's going to be out there forever. So, I don't really have anything else to add to it, because I've said everything that I needed to say during this dramatic reading. So
I'm done. I'm done too. Like, I had enough of this guy.
So, yes, I would be the professor, TOGProfessor.
And I will be the honest reviewer waiting for Wade to call me a stalker yet again for not trying to stalk him.
And this is Youngblood Fantasy 91, and I think I lost one more subscriber, but I don't really care because I'm not too poor.
It's quite possible that both me and you lost a subscriber after this. At least one.
Yeah, well, hey, there's plenty of other fish in the sea.
So,
I'll see you all in the brighter later, ladies and gentlemen.
Damn it, I was going to steal your line.
Nope, not today, nope.
Well, then I say, once again, as always, I bid every last one of you, odds you, and a brighter later. Fuck everything.
Go!